All right, my name is Lucinda, and I am here with Science Reconnect. The kids call me Mrs. Science, and we are going to be talking about wind today. How many of you guys can tell me what wind does? Right here in the pink.
It blows.
It does blow. What else?
It's cold.
It can be cold. Have you ever felt a warm wind? Yeah, it can be warm too. What else can wind do?
It can push stuff.
It can blow stuff. It can.
And it can make waves up high.
Ooh, it can make waves. That's awesome.
It can blow you over.
If it's a strong enough wind and you are turned into it, you bet it can blow you over.
It can make tornadoes.
Wind does make tornadoes. Wind can do one more thing. Wind is very positive, and wind can create electricity or energy, right? We have wind turbines. We have an actual wind farm out by the Abbott Sports Complex. It's those big white windmills by LES. And if you go out to the front of the college, there's actually one out in front. I'm not exactly sure what they power with it, but they have a small turbine out here. So when the wind blows, it actually makes energy, right? Okay, here's the tricky question. Where does wind start?
The South Pole of the North Pole.
South part of the North Pole. No.
Up in the clouds.
East, to east.
Not in the east. Up in the clouds is close.
The sky.
In the sky?
Equator.
No. All right. It starts in our outer atmosphere, okay? So the air out there gets hot. It is the closest to where the sun is going to connect, right? So that air is going to get really, really hot. When that air gets hot, it goes up, okay? So that air moves up, and then what happens?
It gets cold.
It gets cold?
No.
What happens underneath where that air just moved from?
It gets on. There's nothing there.
There's never nothing there. Something has to take its place.
Matter.
Not matter, it's more air. Cold air, right? Hot air goes up, cold air comes down, and it keeps moving around. So the clouds are going to move based on what's going up in the atmosphere. Do we get to start wind on 9th and Adams Street? No, 27th and O? Is that where wind starts? No. It starts up and then it blows down. That's how storms move across. So you guys have been watching all these snowstorms that we were supposed to have and we got nothing, right? Meteorology isn't perfect, but they use the wind currents and what's happening up above to determine what's going to happen down below. So we're going to do an experiment that shows you how wind starts moving. All right, so we're going to blow up these balloons as fast as we can, and you guys need to tell us who gets done first. Okay? You think he's going to win? I'm kind of tired. I've been doing this a long time. Are you ready? That's so true. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
What happened?
Would you like to know how I'm doing it?
Yes.
Compared to how you're doing? Okay. You're using the old-fashioned method of blowing up a balloon. You have it right here and you're blowing, right? He didn't know how to use the Bernoulli effect or wind to fill his bag like I did. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate the Bernoulli effect. I'm going to hold the bag straight out. I'm going to hold the bag open, kind of like this. I'm going to stand back and I'm going to blow as hard and as long as I can. Watch.
Oh.
Do you see how it's going poof by his hand? Then before that ripple comes back to me, I'm going to grab it. Just like that. Okay? Go.
You can do it, buddy.
You haven't even tried. Grab it. And now squeeze it up.
Good job, buddy.
It's still better than you were doing before. I'll guarantee you that.
You can do it.
Grab it.
See, you have more air than you have.
All right. All right, here are your reminders. Guys, here are your reminders. First of all, you're not going to pop the bags. You're not going to bang on them and yank on them. First thing you want to do is straighten your arms out. Make sure your bag is kind of tight. Do not blow just like this, because if you do, what happens? You get one lungs full. If you blow like this, you get air from your lungs, from the top of the bag, the bottom of the bag, the right of the bag, and the left of the bag. 5 times the amount of air if you blow with it away from your mouth. If you blow like this and you blow really soft, it's not going to work. Blow as hard as you can, as long as you can, and then grab it. Go. Keep it away from your mouth. Good job. Do it again. All right, so we're going to do an experiment. I'm going to put my ping pong ball in my funnel, and I'm going to blow. I need somebody to make a prediction. Am I going to be able to blow this ball up to the ceiling or not? So what's going to happen when I blow in here?
It's just going to bounce around.
It's going to bounce around? Why?
Because certain wind can't do a lot. Like if it's just a slight breeze, it wouldn't be able to move anything, but it probably would be able to move like a piece of paper.
So I can blow paper? Yep, that worked. I'm pretty windy. You don't think I can do it? Do you think I can do it?
No, because it's heavier than paper, and you might not have enough strength to push, blow it up.
Okay, well, here we go. I'm going to give it a try. Hope I don't hit the ceiling. You were right. Why? Why couldn't I blow that ball up? It wasn't hooked in, I promise.
It's because, well, it's spinning, probably, so you're just letting the air flow like out, so you're not really doing it.
Same person blowing. Why did it work?
Because it was latched. If it's latched to something and all of a sudden you let go, it'll...
So there was a burst of air, right? I did a big puff and a burst of air. In here, I got a little teeny tiny hole. I mean, it's not tiny, but as far as wind is concerned, when I blew the paper, all of my wind could make a difference, right? In here, same amount of air coming out, but it's in a little teeny tiny container, right? Then it wraps around the ball and it pushes the ball down, because it wraps around the ball and it's going to shove it right back down in the hole, so I can't make it go up. When I had nothing there to stop the air, I was able to pop it right up to the ceiling, right? I have a balloon hooked to another balloon. And my goal is to not let all the air out while we're standing here talking, is to try and blow up the other balloon. Okay? Why isn't it blowing up?
Because there's no pressure.
There is no pressure. Is that your way of saying push? Okay. Do you like balloons popping in your face?
Yeah.
Okay, you might want to beware then. Not sure the pressure thing's going to work out so well for us, but we're going to give it another try. He's like, I am so backing off from this. Try and get the mic away. It's going to pop off.
Hold on.
You know. Go.
It's because that one is on the other one. It kind of closes the airway.
Normally I would agree, but we're going to grab one that I've already done.
Oh, then how?
All right, so that one was already done. I had already put it together. This one, you guys are also worried that I'm going to pop the balloon.
Yeah, it's a
All right, I get 2 tries to get this thing put in here, and if I don't make it, then we're done.
Can't you put air on the bottom?
I have air on the bottom. How much more air would you like me to put in there? They were all flinching away because the balloon was going to break. All right. It may not blow up for us. We'll see. We'll give it one try. All right. All right, so why was I able to get it to blow up even though it's coming apart right now? The second time. What did I do different?
So the red one, it wasn't stretched out before, but after you did it, it was stretched out so it can go.
All right, so wind can only act against things that don't have enough force to contain it, right? The latex balloon was able to retain all of that stretch, not allowing any of the air back in. Okay, so I'm going to slip this off of me here for just a moment. We're going to let it sit right there because I am going to do some loud and obnoxious science, which is always the best part. All right, so the same thing is happening. The Bernoulli effect, pushing the air up, wrapping around the outside edges, and it's pushing the ball back down. Talk loud.
What would happen if you do put your, like, quickly stretch your hand through?
All right, now my question is, what happens if I put my hand on top? All right, so that air is still wrapping around. My hand was actually able to interrupt enough of it, and it was going to cause it to shift too much. Like I said, I was going to be a little loud and a little obnoxious. But why did the beach ball hover where it did, and why was I able to get all of this lovely paper to blow all over the room? Go.
Because the hair dryer is pointing in that direction.
It was pointing in that direction. I wanted it to go that way, but we ran out of time. Anytime that you have air that blows across the top of something, like that piece of paper that I blew earlier, it's going to cause low pressure on one side and high pressure on the other. The toilet paper, we caused low pressure on top because we blew all the air over the top of the roll, and it was able to take it all off the roll with it. If I would have put it underneath the roll, it would have went flop, 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 and there would have been nothing happening. Yeah.
I would have to say that it would be, if you did it with the regular hair dryer, then it wouldn't do the same thing because there's not as much air pressure as there is in that one.
Absolutely. That's why I stepped it up a notch so that we could actually hover the beach ball. We could make the toilet paper blow all the way across the room. Any other questions? Okay, one more thing, and I know my people are standing outside waiting, but here we go. All right, so even indirect wind is going to go ahead and put them back in the tube. I can reach you from here. Come on, I'll get there. All right, so the indirect wind was actually able to pull that negative wind up the tunnel the same way that I was able to get the ball to hover using that negative space. I will pick up the rest of the balls. You guys don't need to do that, but we are out of time, so I'm going to have to send you on your way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.